Hey class, it's me again, Dr. Doug Brown. I want to talk about plagiarism just a moment, if you don't mind. This is something that comes up occasionally. What I think happens a lot of times with students is you don't realize that you're plagiarizing. Now, plagiarism in academia is a huge deal. We have to give credit to those sources that we find, and we do that by sharing a citation. It's easy to plagiarize. I think most students probably don't do it intentionally, but I do want to talk about it just a moment so that we can try to avoid plagiarism. You'll see in the feedback when I'm doing your papers and your discussions, always cite. I want you to cite. And the reason being is anytime you make a statement, offer a thought, an example, we need to cite and support our work with evidence. In academia, we can't just make a blanket or a broad statement. We have to support it. If we don't support that and demonstrate that we have the evidence to support what we say, then it's not valid in academia. So I want you to get used to that, and that's why you'll see in the papers, cite, please cite this, please support what you say, etc. The thing I don't want you to do, and this is one of the reasons we run our papers through VeriCite, which is done automatically when you when you submit your paper, and then I can do that manually if needed. The reason we do that is to catch that plagiarism and use that as a teaching tool. I think it's important to use that as a teaching tool. Oh, let me turn my radio down. Sorry. Back to those tornadoes I talked about. I think it's important to learn, and that's what we're doing. We're teaching, we're learning, and it's not pointing fingers. So make sure you always cite. Do not copy and paste from any sources. I want to see the information in your own words. Don't use programs. Don't go on the internet and search for this course and find papers that have been submitted. Don't use Course Hero. Don't use any of those other sources that you find out there. Unemployed professors. There's all sorts of sites out there where you can get this information from, where some students will actually submit their paper. They'll sell their paper, and then you can go buy that, or you can get information from it. Sometimes that's free. Don't do that. The reason being is because if I see that, what I'm going to do is the first time I see evidence that you've gone out and found that information, you've used somebody else's paper, somebody else's information, the first time I'm just going to ask you not to do it again and explain what it is, because again, sometimes it's not intentional. I mean, I understand. The second time, if there's evidence of plagiarism, or you purchased a paper, or you found a paper on the internet somewhere, then you're typically suspended from the class. I give that information to the dean, and then the dean does whatever they think is appropriate. Well, I don't like that to happen. I don't want it to happen. Again, I use those as teaching moments. I don't just send that information over to the dean and accuse you of anything. I don't think that's fair. What I do think is fair is just to help you learn, and ask that you not do that, because I want you to learn to write on your own. I want you to research on your own and get that information, because it's going to help you down the line. Trust me, if you take those shortcuts now in your research and your writing, I assure you that taking those shortcuts now will hurt you in the future. Somebody's going to catch it, and then there's obviously going to be a problem. So just take time, and it's good to learn. I really want you to learn how to use that research, and how to write. It's important to do that. I try to give you the benefit of the doubt, and do try to help you as much as I can. But please don't do that. Please don't copy and paste from the sources. Write in your own words. Use those tips that I've given you. Please don't use programs like Course Hero, anything like that. Remember to submit your documents, your work, as a docx. Don't send it as a PDF or an RTF or anything else, please. And then, of course, if you ever have any questions, please let me know. Use those links that I've shared with you to help you with your papers. And if you ever get into a jam, you're just not sure what to say. Because I know we all get writer's block. We get busy. We get things to do. I get that. Just let me know. I'd rather you take a break. I'd rather you submit something late that's quality than to submit me something that you copied and pasted or you found on some website because it doesn't benefit you whatsoever. It doesn't help you learn, doesn't benefit you at all. So just do me a favor if you don't mind. Please avoid those sites. Make sure that you use that feedback that I'm giving you in your paper. And as I said, call me, send me an email, text me, and I'll do what I can to help you. So just a little bit about plagiarism. It's something that I think it's important. We probably don't talk about enough and explain enough of what it is. So anyway, thanks for taking the time to watch this, and I'll try not to blow you up with any more videos the rest of the day.